it kind of gives that green light to countries like Russia and what they're doing with Ukraine.
Yeah.
Because every single time now that the United States bring up, Ukraine and what Russia is doing with Ukraine, now Russia can say, but what about Venezuela? It gives the green light to China to invade, to do what they want to do in Taiwan. You remember when all those, I'm gonna just call them boatsmen,
Hmm.
when all those men, I believe it was all men on these boats, and I think the United States have killed just over 100 boatsmen in off the coast of Venezuela. We all remember that. Just bombing those guys, and not yet have, at least as far as I know, there's been no evidence that these people were smuggling or trying to get drugs in the United States.
Right.
They just bombed them, they killed them. I don't want to say murder yet because I understand murder is a legal term,
Hmm.
but they definitely kill over 100 boatsmen. Okay, I can't call them drug smugglers because the evidence haven't been produced.
Correct.
So they're just people on the boat. So they're
That's right.
boatsmen. But isn't it weird how you, at 2 o'clock in the morning, you have over 150 American aircraft go into Venezuela?
Mhm.
Basically, they say captured. The mainstream media is saying capture. I don't know if the guy was even running. So how can
Right.
you capture somebody that's not even really running? But
Right.
that's the propaganda. They're
Right.
all in for Trump. All the mainstream media. So you capturing somebody who's not even running. That'd be like saying you discovered America when folks are already here. But anyway, we're not going to go into that. But either way, you go in at 2 o'clock a local time, and you so-called quote unquote capture this president, and you bring him to justice. Supposedly there's very minimal people who maybe died on the ground. Okay. Some American, soldiers got some flesh wounds, and one got, from what I understand, got shot in the leg several times. I don't believe any of that stuff until I see it.
Right.
Even the claims about American, soldiers getting shot. And then I want to make sure that it's not fratricide, because I've been there. I know how that stuff works, and I know sometimes, but anyway, I won't go there. But with that being said, the thing that is weird to me is that you can go in at 2 o'clock in the morning with 150 aircraft, American military aircraft, all kinds of SOF forces, special operation forces, get the president of the country who is in a fortified place, not kill him and bring him back. Why you couldn't do that for those boatsmen?
Right. Right.
Why you couldn't bring them to justice? If you can get the president, why could you, if you can bring him to justice in New York, why could you bring these people on the boat to justice? Why did you just kill them?